Welcome, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. This is the channel for embodiment. And what do I even mean by embodiment? I literally mean getting into your body and not playing in the realms, not looking at your physical masculine, who's wherever they are. That is not embodiment. That is seeking outside of yourself. That is not in resonance with what the truth of this journey is. So let's get into this topic. First of all, I am reading off a few notes, so just bear with me because I don't want to lose track. I just wrote down some notes to try and help everybody on this journey. But the first thing that I want to say is you are on an ascension path. You are not on a dating path. You are not on, I don't know, Love Island, any of those reality things, okay? You are on an ascension path. If you have met your twin flame, you are on an ascension path. You ascend as one being in two physical bodies, okay? Let me repeat. You ascend as one being in two bodies. You are ascension partners, essentially. So you have to look at this as your ascension and you coming into fullness and you coming out of the 3D separation templates programming, which is what the union code is all about, which I will put into the comment section below. What do I mean by that? You are one consciousness. So whatever's filtered into that consciousness is going to get played out in the physical, okay? So I often see, and I saw some just overnight, some comments around, but they've got an addiction or they're doing this, they're doing that. That's all the 3D separation templating. What they are showing you is what's in the soul. And I know you might say, but I'm not addictive. I don't have any addictive things. Just because, you know, their addiction might show up in alcohol, as an example. There is an addictive nature or energy, is probably the more appropriate word. There is an addictive energy within your soul field. So this is my question to anyone in this situation. Are you addicted to twin flame content? Because if you're addicted to twin flame content, they're going to show addictive behaviors. Now, I'm not saying that they weren't had an alcohol problem prior to the awakening, but once this awakening happens, right, the whole dynamics shifts. What happened prior to soul recognition really is not relevant. It's from that moment on that you are now in a third energy. You are now in this, the soul's recognized itself in the other, and that shared consciousness is now is very active and alive, okay? Now, the masculine is not conscious of this. They are not typically aware. I'm going to give a good example. So this is just someone that someone that I work with. Their masculine comes in and goes, I've gone to the doctors because my ears keep ringing. It's not the first time that he has said this, right? My ears keep ringing. So they have a beautiful connection, and they are not, she's not mentioned that this is why, right? So what does he do? He goes straight into the logical mind, straight to the doctors, off to have CT scans and goodness knows what else, okay? So this is what I mean, that they will try and apply logic to it because that's their role. They are the physical twin. They operate in the material world. We operate in the spiritual realm, in the quantum field. So I guess where I'm going with this is, yes, your masculine may have an addiction of some sorts. However, there is an addictive energy in the field. Now, this same pair of twins, right? And I have this actually quite frequent. This is quite a common thing. Is the masculine was heavily into smoking weed. Not doing it anymore because the feminine polarity is not in any of that kind of energy anymore. Just won't do it, just won't pick it up. This is what I mean when I say you ascend as one being. So the feminine has resonance with something. Oh my gosh, I am addicted to twin flame content. I'm going to go all in and get rid of it, which I'm going to come back to about going all in. Okay, and then you ascend, you have resonance. Holy shit. I've openly spoken on my YouTube channels how I had, I was addicted to pain relief, you know, prescribed medication for, it doesn't really matter what all the reasons were, for years and years and years and years and years. I don't take any of it anymore. So you've got to get really real with yourself on this journey. Anyway, let's go through. I've got 5 things here where the illusion of, the illusion or the distorted energy. What is this distorted energy? And it's really important to break the cycle. The running and chasing is distorted energy. So let's go here. Fear versus love, okay? So the illusion is that love is conditional and it can be lost. That, you know, if you put that into everyday terms, I'm never going to find anyone like this again. Nobody loves me. Nobody chooses me, right? Saying that that there's nobody else on this planet that could come in, that you are not lovable. That fear drives the attachment, right? It drives that insecurity. It drives that control. It drives those abandonment wounds. And the truth is that you're in a union, your frequency is love. That's the real truth, okay? Lack versus abundance. So, believing that there isn't enough love or money and that it's all wrapped around time and resources. So, what I mean by that is I can only achieve money, well, only get money if I hustle and I push. I can only get love in my life if I chase this person, or even if it's not the twin, right? Or I have to put on this outfit to make them see me. That's lack. What it does is it creates that chasing and that avoidance energy between the two physical twins, right? And it also creates this energy of lack and scarcity. When you are embodied, you throw on an outfit and you throw it on because you feel amazing in it, not because you're trying to attract something outside of you. There's 2 very different things here. When you're dressed in what I love to wear, I feel better in myself. I feel magnetic. I feel like the feminine polarity, whatever I don't really want to call myself that, but you know, I feel embodied in myself. But when I put on an outfit to try and please somebody else or fit in at a function, you know, like a wedding, for an example, and what is everybody else wearing, then I'm not dressing for myself, I'm dressing for everyone else. Do you see the difference? And one's very much in their power, the other one's giving all their power away. Okay. Number 3, separation templates that we are, or distorted energy that we are shifting out of, right? This is what the soul's doing. It's ascending out of these experiences. Control versus surrender. So our programming within us says that I must do something to make it happen, to get an outcome. And I must reach out on their birthday, for an example, or I must do something in the physical world to force this connection. That is coming from lack. It's coming from low self-worth. It's coming from a place of I don't have. True union actually unfolds organically, and it's through a frequency, and it's through inner alignment, and it's through the stability of that inner alignment. Can you hold it? And this is why you'll often hear twins coming in and out. You want to get out of the in and the out. So in the start of this journey, it's I think a lot of it's quite important for us to go through that process to see the distortion, but see it for what it is. They're not coming in to piss you off and drive you up the wall. They're coming in so you can see the distortion. All right, that's what this journey is. It's an ascension process. Okay, number 4, separation versus oneness. So the illusion is that the twin flame is that other body, is that they are outside of you, and the reality is they are not. So we look at this as, this is somebody I need to get to, I need to chase. What are they up to? The journey is about inner union, and then everything, by the way, not just the twin, is a reflection of your inner world, essentially, right? Why do you think you have this 5D connection? The 5D connection, and this is the other thing I want to just touch on here, is embodiment means bringing that 5D oneness into your physical vessel, into your body, living and breathing it. Not living and breathing, they're got addiction issues, they're in a relationship, they're not in the same energy as me. That's implying two people and two different energy fields. There is no other. There is the one soul, and it's ascending. And physical twins ascend together as long as the feminine energy is taking the ascension path and not on the path of trying to figure out this as a relationship, because it won't work. Okay, number 5, last on my list, is the polarity conflict between the masculine and the feminine, right? So the distorted belief is that one polarity dominates the other, and that's not the case at all. The distortion is that one runs or abandons, and that's not true at all. It's not true. Your higher masculine is literally here energetically, and this is probably a slightly different video, but maybe I'll throw something in the end here around the chakras aligning. When you transmute that, they merge in harmony into oneness. You operate as one being, and it creates balance within the one soul, and you will feel it happening energetically. I want to share a story. My higher masculine, me. So often what you'll hear is, I say story. Someone wrote on my channel yesterday, haha, you didn't share the story. I don't even know what they're talking about, but anyway. It's not really a story, right? This is just something that happened to me. My higher masculine, so your higher masculine will guide you. You've got to take that guidance, not to live up in the 5D all day long. You've got to take that guidance and then embody it, and then walk around on this planet like you're bringing that 5D consciousness. You're removing the distortion out, okay? It came in incredibly strongly, like right into, so first what happened, sorry, let me just digress, is I had this heat, this burning heat across my solar plexus, and it was remotely different. Now, I know that this is where the core wounds are, but I've never really sort of, like, this is a while back, but I never really, when I first was awakened, I didn't feel that pain because all my energy was everywhere, but a lot of people do. So what I want to say here is he came in, so I had this burning, this is, the physical masculine's not doing this. This is why I say you've got to get clear on who the actual masculine is. This burning across here, right, comes right in telepathically, like piercing into my third eye, to say that we need to focus, well, I need to focus on the solar plexus area, which is your personal power. So this is what I want to say to you. Twins energetically come together, their chakras fully align. I actually go through this in the Ascension to Union Masterclass. They fully align. So what my higher masculine's actually saying to me is, I can't come in fully when there's some distortion in the solar plexus. So what does that mean? Personal power, embodiment, knowing yourself, standing in your power, in your worth, showing up every day. What does this even mean, showing up? Someone wrote that down, and I've seen it before. What does showing up mean? It means, how is your life? Are you constantly on twin flame content and making an identity about twin flames on this journey? Because it's going to keep you stuck. Get rid of it as best as you can. Get rid of it. Spend, like, what are you doing every day? Are you carving space out for your feminine energy just to be? Are you stepping in front of the mirror and saying, I am beautiful and I am embodying this? Am I putting on beautiful clothes that make me feel amazing for me, not to attract anybody else? Am I stepping into my purpose that I know is bubbling away there, but I'm too afraid to kind of step into it, but I know it's there? Am I showing up in the workplace every day in that embodied 5D energy, or am I still engaging in workplace gossip? Am I a leader in the workplace and still driving from ego, or am I driving from my heart space? This is what showing up for yourself means. It's looking at all the layers where you have abandoned yourself. And I mean every single layer that soul brings to you to look at. You know, even this whole solar plexus thing, it's like, am I fully embodied in my power? Because when those energies, because remember, the energies repel, right? So then we're the magnets that can't come together. Then you flip it round and you'll feel the masculine. The more you focus on you, the more you'll feel the masculine energy coming back to you, right? You reject your masculine when you think they're over there. You're not rejecting your masculine when you're coming inwards and you're focusing on your feminine polarity. You're focusing on you. So the chakras cannot fully come in and they fuse together. This is when you know you're in a union, by the way, because you're so stable. But if there's any kind of distortion, it's going to do this. And so they might come in and out to show you so that you can come in a little bit closer. This is what they do, right? So in the beginning, there's this big energetic wall. They're coming in and out potentially. Or the soul is bringing in other people, other experiences for you to see. And all I'm feeling is very intense energy between my hands now. And so every time you resonate as the feminine polarity, because you are the alchemist, you transmute and you do this. And feel all this energy just bouncing between my hand. You do this and you get closer and closer. Your chakras become more aligned and you start to feel the masculine inside of you. And you're like, holy shit. Okay. Now I'm feeling things differently. This is why you must learn to work with the energy. This is why going all in, getting off the identity of being a twin flame and coming in and learning to work with the energy, looking at the blocks where you've not allowed pure love to come to you, pure abundance, all those things. You're releasing. Remember, this is where I'm going to wrap it up. The soul, the twin flames ascend as one being together. And that convergence of those timelines, those distorted energies, as they get transmuted, you come back into oneness, into one being. On my own personal journey, I've had number plates. I am one, are you? Another one, I'm one, are you? And they were both written slightly differently. The universe is always singing back to you and going, are you operating as one being, or are you still looking out there for them? Come inwards. This is an inward journey, as within, so without. Anyway, really hope that those tips do help. I will put them into a post so that you can have a look at them there. But this is what it means going all in. And this is what I'm here to help people with. It's the embodiment. It's fully showing up for yourself. It's fully showing up as the true, authentic, beautiful soul that you are, and you're removing this distortion. This is what we're doing. We're ascending out of those games, out of those addictive behaviors. I see it time and time again. Don't worry if your masculine is in addictive behaviors, whatever that looks like, right? Focus on the energy and go, right, where am I potentially in it? And drop the story as well. That's the other thing. Drop the story. Get it out of your subconscious. You share the subconscious. As you ascend, they ascend. And their physical world, they start going, what the hell am I doing? Why am I drinking? Why am I doing all these things? Just because there's an addiction issue does not mean that that's going to be there forever. It will be there if you believe it, because you are the alchemist. Get rid of the story. Ignore it. Don't feed the distortion anymore. Okay? Get it out of your subconscious. Give it no energy. They are literally coming in to show you. If your masculine keeps coming in distorted energy, see the distortion, healthy boundaries, and then get yourself out of that distorted energy. That's what the feminine polarity's role is. This is not a dating app show. Okay? This is real stuff. This is shifting the consciousness of humanity on the planet. This is what you've come here to do and be. It's a gift. It is such a beautiful gift, this journey, but you have to see the distortion for what it is, and you have to step fully into the embodiment of the role that you chose as a soul to come here and help with, I guess. Is it easy? No, but having something phenomenal doesn't, you know, the distortion is that it should just come to you. Well, maybe when you're fully aligned to yourself. But anyway, this journey is a gift. Get out of that shitty, distorted energy. Nobody wants to play in it. As you get out of it, they will get out of it. But the key is to see it for what it is. Don't buy into the story. Don't worry what they're doing. It doesn't matter. What matters is what you are, what you're up to, what you are doing. That's what matters. Walking the talk and coming fully into this embodied 5D consciousness within your stunning physical body that you've been blessed with. Sending so much love.